What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And Bitcoin is dumping. If you guys saw my market update yesterday titled Why I'm Shorting Bitcoin, you will know there were some specific things we were looking at to look for this little bit of an extra move down on price, and we wanted to make a little bit of money off it, so we decided to short Bitcoin yesterday. So in today's video, I want to talk about how bad is this dump, how low can we go, what are those next key levels of support, and of course, we'll check in on that short trade. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. Let's get into it. So here we are on the Bitcoin chart, and as you guys know, since last week, we've been looking at this key level of resistance on the live stream, talking about how I am looking for shorts up here, expecting price to get a bit of a correction based off a few different things that were clearly pointing to the downside as we were tapping that key level of resistance. We had bearish divergences forming into that key level with money flow coming out on time frames such as the 4-hour, which you could see is now crossing over into the red. So I did wind up taking that short. That was the short we were showing on yesterday's market update, and that short has continued to play out to our next target, which very simply put, guys, was the value area low of our local range, which was sitting right here between about 64,124 and about 62,500. If you guys watched the market update yesterday, you will know. Basically, we were expecting, if we could not break back out of this value area high, I was looking for a move to a very specific level, and that level was the value area low at $62,600 or $62,500. If you did miss yesterday's market update, this is what we were looking for on price action. These volume profiles are absolutely overpowered. We came down, we got a nice little bounce off that value area high, and then eventually we wound up kind of getting accepted back into this range. So as long as we are within this volume profile, I will be looking at this locally, trading it as a range. If we lose that POC, I will be looking to come down to the value area low, sitting at about $62,500. And you guys can see we have gotten that drop to the downside, right to that value area low. The volume profile, guys, is a legitimate money printer here. And if I go ahead and pull up that short position, as you guys can see, I have now locked in some profit here, locked in about 841 in profit, still up 1436 unrealized. Obviously, still in the long here, up $700, $2,200 locked in, but we are deep in profit here. And I have actually also taken a long here over on Blowfin. So I am currently long. This is not a signal to long Bitcoin here from about $62,230 as we approach that value area low of the range and got some bullish signals. I did go ahead and take that scalp long like a couple minutes ago, up about $465 in just a few minutes here. Not too bad. And that setup was in the premium Discord, guys. We have been absolutely crushing the charts in the premium. If you guys are interested in checking that out, there is a link in the description down below, or you can check out frankiecandlestrading.com. Absolutely printing money on the charts here, guys, and a lot of that credit is going to those volume profiles. I'm telling you guys, these volume profiles are absolutely overpowered, not only helping us get all these beautiful short positions to the downside, but also helping us catch those longs on these little bounces. So guys, don't sit on the sidelines and miss these moves. Get involved. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of this analysis and you can catch these moves before they happen. But what is coming up next here for Bitcoin? That's what everybody wants to know, and I'm here to tell you that nobody knows. But what we can do is some TA to find out the highest probability outcome. And in my honest opinion, guys, now that we've made it down to this value area low, we actually have swept a decent amount of liquidity below these lows. If we take a look at that liquidation heat map, you guys can see that we have actually taken a decent bit of the liquidity sitting down here at about $62,000. We do still have a little bit below, but we have taken a majority of that liquidity. So as we have kind of swept out that liquidity with this nice wick to the downside, I will say the key levels that I'm watching are going to be very similar to yesterday's update. As long as we're able to maintain support above this value area low, we can look for that small retracement into the POC of the range, sitting at about 63,194. And there is actually a bit of confluence here. If we pull our fib from the local high to the local low, we actually do have that golden pocket retracement in confluence with that POC. So if we stay above that value area low, we could simply look for that retracement into the golden pocket. If we come above that golden pocket, 786 sitting at about 63.6, flip that, then we simply look for that full rotation of that volume profile into the value area high. But Mafia, I do think there is a possibility for a little bit more downside here, potentially looking at lower targets a bit below this range. Even if we get the retracement, we could potentially continue down a bit lower. Now, who knows how high that retracement can come, because if we pull our full golden pocket 786 retracement, you guys can see we still have a golden pocket and a 786 coming in between 65.4 all the way down to about 64.6. So, you know, we don't know how high that retracement can go. I'm going to be watching this range to begin with, but I do think there is a possibility of getting an extra move to the downside, and that's for a very specific reason. Something else we were looking at on the market update yesterday was money flow coming into the red on the 4-hour. This is a bearish sign indicating that the trend was going to continue down. This was part of the analysis that helped us predict that this was going to be a small retracement before getting another dump to the downside. Everybody gets bullish on the pumps, but they don't know what they're looking at when it comes to the charts. You need to understand how to read these charts so you know when it's going to be a small retracement to get into a short position rather than looking for a moon long here thinking this is the bottom without having any actual context other than your gut. You do not want to trade based off your gut or your emotion. You want to trade based off information, and that's how you can make money in the market. So that 4-hour money flow crossover into the red would make me anticipate a continuation of this downtrend. Even if we get a retracement, could potentially continue down here. And to be quite honest, guys, even if that retracement comes up even more, we could still continue that overall trend to the downside. So, on these pumps, like I just showed, I am long here on Blowfin, up $526. But I do just want to point out that, I am long. I do think we could bounce, but this is likely not going to be sustainable in my opinion. Can we get a rip here up to maybe 67, 68K? That is a possibility, right? Anything is possible in trading, but as you guys know, we long the bottoms and we short the tops here, so we make money on all those moves. So I will be long, but looking at it in the lens of a potential scalp because of that money flow crossing over into the red. Now, another thing we were looking at yesterday, indicating that potential downside, was the 2-day red dot, which did wind up printing. We actually looked at this on the live stream at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Red dot on the 2-day. These typically do give you significant pushes to the downside here. So that was just another thing. When you see that medium time frame money flow crossing over into the red with those red dots on the higher daily time frames, it kind of just makes sense to get a little bit more of a push to the downside. 3-day VWAP also still looking to push down here. So if we get that 3-day green dot, even if we get the retracement first, right, maybe we get a little push to the upside, maybe we get a green day or two. And if we do get that next flush to the downside, that 3-day red dot is going to be what I'm watching. Now, the $1 million question, how low can we go if that move down does continue? I will say, one of the things that I am looking at is this golden pocket sitting at about 60,700 to 60,500. This is going to be a big level of support in my opinion, guys, because if we do come down there, it would be a significant golden pocket retracement. So if we do wind up coming down there, again, maybe you get a little retracement, whatever, we make our way back down here. This will be another major TP. Now, as I showed you guys here on the short position, I've already locked in profits here. So if we do continue down, I will lock in some more unrealized profit there on the short position. I will probably also be, starting to feather out of this long position on the way up as well. This is an older long that I've already been holding. But if we do continue down, that next major target, in my opinion, is going to be about $60,600 to $60,700. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves here, guys, but if things start to get really, really, really crazy, if we wind up seeing that 3-day red dot, and again, maybe we get a bigger retracement first, but if we wind up seeing much lower prices come in, I will point out here, just to bring it up, $57,500 is going to be a level that I'm looking at. Now, I am long right now from $58,000. This means that there's probably a lot of other traders that are long from $58,000. What does this mean? This means that there's likely a lot of stop losses down here and a lot of liquidation levels below these lows. Below this low here at 57.5, below this wick here at 55.5. We can actually see this on the liquidation heat map between about 57,500 all the way down to about 56.8. We do have that little chunk of liquidity sitting down there. So if things did tend to get a lot uglier here, we can look for that liquidity. And again, we are pretty far away from that with some nice local levels below. So just keep that in mind. I'm not immediately looking down to 57K. Again, I am long from the value area low here, but 60,700 is that next major target to the downside. And that is what we're looking at here on Bitcoin. So with all that being said, guys, sorry if my voice sounds funny. I am actually sick right now, but I had to get this market update out there for you guys. Being sick does not stop us from trading this market every single day. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, guys, watching the live streams, checking out these market updates so you have an idea of what price is going to do before it happens, and you can make money just like we are here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel with the Candle Mafia. That's all the time I got for today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Frankie Candles out.
At the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out.